Right, welcome back guys, Alex here in our video. How you all doing? Now, it's just taken me a long time to get this video out, but you know I've been really busy, and these sort of videos take so long to sort of organise and put together, but I'm happy here, I'm here doing it now, so here we go guys. It's going to be a long one, so sit back, grab yourself a cup of coffee, or tea, or beer, whatever time you're watching this. Let's put a bit of the background music on to Double Dragon for the Super Nintendo. Look at the colours on that game. The neons. It's great, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic game. Right, so I'm going to start off with, before we get into the competition, the game challenge for the Mega Drive, which no one played, so I don't know why I bother. Is it because it's a Mega Drive, or is it because it wasn't... Well, it wasn't a bad game. This was the game for the game challenge. It was Subterranean on the Mega Drive or Genesis. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good game, but probably didn't make for a really good high score challenge. It was quite slow paced, quite fiddly, quite tactical, and I think probably the best games really for the challenge are either run and gun games or fast shooting games, that sort of thing. Or maybe it's just because it's Sega. I think it's because it's Sega, don't you? No one bothered playing. So basically I had 4 people playing the bloody game. That's it, I'm not doing it anymore. Sod it, I'm not doing the challenge anymore. But, you know, I enjoyed it. I'm going to carry on doing it. Whether I will be doing a 16-bit challenge, like combining the two, it's quite difficult to do that actually, or just keep them separate. So I might just have like a Sega challenge and a SNES challenge and a PC Engine challenge. I know loads of you wrote in with loads of names for the challenge. It was fantastic, some funny names. But I think I'll probably just keep it separate. I don't know. I'm going to take a break soon anyway and have a think about it, because it is the summer holiday and I'm going on holiday soon. And I'm really busy right now, so it's really hard getting videos out. So I might take a break for about a month and then come back with fresh eyes and see where it's going to go. But I'm not going to stop doing it, guys. But yeah, Subterranean, I thought was a really good game. Sort of a take on Thrust, really, you know, or sort of, I don't know, it's got that inertia, that space inertia, the gravity inertia, quite fiddly. Some little bosses in there and fuel to pick up, upgrades to get. I really liked it. I thought it was a great game. But as I say, only 4 people played. And at the bottom of the list is Kevin Tasker with 21,350. Mate, you're bottom of the table again, but at least you played, buddy. At least you played. And that's what it's all about. It's just about playing the game, right? At number 3 was me. I got 87,561, which I thought was a pretty good score. I think I got to level 3. Number 2, Scott Brand, Sega Zombie. Thanks for playing. I'm glad you played. Bloody hell. If anyone has to play, it was you, because it was a Mega Drive game. So I appreciate that, Scott. You got 109,032. So that's a really good score. I don't know what level you got to, mate, but that's a good score. And number 1, top of the list, is Greg Woodard, or AKA Gashpan, got 151,999. So well done, Greg Woodard, for coming top of the Game Room Challenge this week. Well done, mate. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game. I thought it was really cool. So the next Game Room Challenge, I think we're going to have to go back, excuse me, I think we're going to have to go back to the Super Nintendo, aren't we? It is the better system at the end of the day, isn't it? Come on, there's so many more games for it. So we're going to go back and play a SNES game next time. But I'm going to leave it for a few weeks, and we'll come back to it in probably September. I will be putting a video out before then, guys. I'm just not going to do the challenge, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, it's going to fall on a day that I'm on holiday. So I'm not going to commit myself, okay? So the other thing I was doing in the last video was a competition. Just a thank you really to all you guys that watch the channel. And I'm giving away this ASCII arcade stick for the Super Nintendo. It's in fantastic condition. And if you haven't got the money for a Sheikah arcade stick. This is the next best thing. It's a really good stick. So basically, I asked a question from you guys. You know, just write in with any question, and what I'm going to do with all the people that have asked the question is put all your names into a bowl, give them a good old shake, pick one name out, and whoever I pick out gets to win this, basically. So the people that wrote in with the questions is Neil 20 to 5. I've got it on my computer here. I'm a little bit more organised this time. Neil's a really good friend of mine. He's part of the UK VAT community. He's got a Robotron he's doing up. Looks great, Neil. Can't wait to see that all working. And basically, he asked me, I'm thinking of trying for a box complete Atari Lynx collection. This would be the only time I ever have seriously collected games for any platform. Do you tend to buy whatever you can when you see it? For instance, an unboxed rare game or boxed but poor condition with a view to upgrade, replace when a better one comes up? Or do you just tend just to hold on for the perfect one first? Well, mate, the way prices are going and stuff like that, a very good example was the Turrican 2 that I picked up recently, which was just cart only. I had in mind to just get the box and the manual separately. But it turned out that was a fake, so I ended up sending that back. So, yeah, I really just tend to pick up what... I think you have to just pick up whatever's available now. I mean, prices are just so crazy. If you're desperate to play the game, just pick up the cart, mate. That's what I would say. I mean, I collect carts and boxed. But what I would say is, for the games that I really do love, and have a lot of nostalgia for, I always go for boxed and in for very good condition. So if you just want to get your collection up and going and started and start playing the games, just pick up what you can whenever it comes up at a reasonable price. So if it's cart, it's tatty, just pick it up. But I remember when I was collecting NES games boxed, it used to frustrate me because half of them were so tatty. Flaps all missing and stuff like that, and I just thought, well, what's the point? You know, I might as well just have the cart. You know, the box is not giving me anything extra when it's in that state. But then again, I'm not going to pay 4 or 5 times the amount to play the game just to have it in a mint box. So I gave up collecting boxed NES games and I'm really happy with just collecting loose carts. It's so much cheaper. You don't really need the manual for a lot of those early games. They're pretty 1-2 button games, you know. So, yeah, I'll just pick up whatever you can, mate, just to get your collection going. And secondly, he asked me, I'm a massive fan of Dolphin Software. Their games literally changed my whole attitude to gaming back in the day, and it just blew me away with the graphics and cinematography. What do you think of the games? Let's just go with the SNES releases to keep it on topic. Another World and Flashback. And we won't mention Shaq Fu ever. Are they my bag? Do they wow you too back in the day? How do you think they stand up today? Well, it's weird that you just single out that particular software company for those 2 games, because I hadn't even heard of that company, to be honest with you. Obviously, I've heard of the games, but they obviously didn't make that big of an impression on me, to be honest with you, Neil. I did play Another World and Flashback back in the day. Both I played on the Mega Drive, funny enough. And I found Another World exciting when it came out. I thought it was new and different. But, you know, the legacy of that game now, for the games that they do in that kind of style, I don't really like. You know, the kind of walkthrough games that you get don't really interest me. I know they're like a storybook, aren't they? I mean, years ago they probably would, but now I just want a quick, fast action game. But yeah, Flashback was good. Wasn't so keen on... Another World was good. I wasn't so keen on Flashback, to be honest with you. I just found it a little bit fiddly. Reminded me a little bit of Mission Impossible. Do you remember that on the C64? Just the way the character moves. And you had to get everything perfect, you know. and Prince of Persia, that kind of style of game. It's okay, just a little bit slow and fiddly. You have to get everything spot on to progress. But yeah, no, they're cool, mate. But yeah, not overly excited or interested in them. I do have them in my collection, but rarely go back and play them, mate. So yeah, thanks for your questions, Neil. I'll put your name in the box. Where's your name? There we go. Got your name written out there, mate. And as I read out the questions, I'll put the name in the box. That's probably the best thing, right? So there's my little box. And I'll just fold you up and stick you in there. Okay? Right, so next question. Let's have a look here, guys. Sorry, it's where are we? I'm not very good with computers. Here we go. This one is from Carl, if I can pronounce your surname, mate. Carl Biryani. I think that's right. Please forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. Big fan of the channel. Have been watching for quite a few years now. I'm really enjoying the new regular videos. Here's my question for you. Which 3 games or game series have had the most influence on your life? Mine would be Secret of Monkey World, Mario Kart series, and Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, they're really cool games, mate. I would definitely, as far as game series goes, I would definitely include in my 3 Mario Kart, because I have played every single one, and my favourite is probably on the Switch. I think it's the best all-round Mario Kart. They finally sorted out the battle mode, which was absolutely brilliant. And it took bits from every past game in the series and just made it perfect, I think, in my eyes. So yeah, Mario Kart 8 and probably the one on the Super Nintendo are my favourite Mario Kart. So I definitely have that in the series. Got to include Metroid. Metroid is one of my favourite game series of all time. I just love it. It had a big influence on me back in the day. And I'm really looking forward to new Metroid 4 coming out for the Switch. That's probably the only thing I'm really excited about at the moment is Metroid 4. And what else? I quite like Pilot Wings. I've liked all the Pilot Wings, you know. I think they're a nice, calming, easy game to play. And I love being up in the air. I've always loved, because I used to do skydiving when I was in my 20s. And I just love that whole fact of looking down, just taking your time and doing little tricks, going through hoops and trying to land perfectly. I do like those type of games. And Pilot Wings, I guess for me, is really cool. But Zelda, you know, I've got to include Zelda. So it would have to be Mario Kart, Metroid and Zelda for me. They're the best. And I've played every single one. Actually, I've never played Zelda 1 and 2. Actually, they're the only 2 Zeldas I've never played. And I think I only got through halfway through Skyward Sword because I didn't find it that good, to be honest with you. But I've played every single one and loved them all. So yeah, they're my 3 favourite game series, to be honest with you. I think that's probably a lot for most people who watch this channel if you're Nintendo collectors. So yeah, thanks for that, Carl. Let's put your name in the box. There you go, Carl. Thanks for your question. That's in the box. So next up, who's next? Here we got Ben Robinson. You've got a question for me. I often wince at the prices you pay for some of your games. I think 50 quid is the utter max I've ever spent, and that was on a complete US Super Mario RPG. But in all seriousness, how much are you prepared to pay at the maximum for a game? Is there a limit for you? Ooh, I've paid a lot for my games. I really have. I'd say it's a difficult one. It's not really. I mean, I've paid a lot for games. I really have. I mean, I've got Hagani up there. Do you know how much Hagani cost me? 900 quid. That's a lot for a Super Nintendo game, isn't it? But then, you know, you can pay that for an arcade PCB board and then play it to death and sell it on for the same price you bought it for, or even at a profit. You know, if you sell it on a few years later, the way prices are going, just going up and up and up. So I don't see them as investments. I see them as something I want to play and add to my collection. And I don't see it as a waste of money, because if I ever needed the money, I just sell that game. And I have thought about selling the game to fund an arcade machine, because, you know, at the end of the day, there's lots of arcade machines I want. But, you know, I think like all collectors, we're always kind of refining our collection. You know, we buy and we sell. You know, people say, oh, you're selling that, what are you selling that for? Well, we're just refining our collection, you know, getting stuff that comes up. You know, maybe it's a game that you haven't been wanting for years, and suddenly it comes up and you ain't got the money in the pot. What do? You know, you sell something that you could quite easily pick up, because there's loads of Haganis on eBay. It's not like it's a rare game. It's just a desirable game. Everyone wants it. So yeah, you can get it back again. So no, I pay anything for a Super Nintendo game, but I ain't got a limitless pot. You know, my money don't grow on trees, right? I haven't got a complete Super Nintendo collection, have I? I've got, what, just under 200 games box. So how many more to go? Another 500? Will I ever get there? I doubt it. But I am tending now more to go with loose games. I'm picking up more loose games, but just because it's just finding it harder to find boxed American games on eBay now. All the games I've got up here, all the ones you pretty much see on eBay on a regular basis, that's all that comes up. The rarer ones, like Metal Warriors and the Mega Mans and the Turrican 2s, they hardly ever come up. They're all in America. And am I going to pay like customs on top? That's what I don't like. I don't like playing customs. So yeah, I'm waffling now, aren't I? Anyway, yeah, no, there is no limit, mate. I don't know about buying a boxed, actually, what is it? Aero Fighters. I don't think I'd pay 1,700 quid for that. It's just a little bit too much. That'll have to be a cart only, I think. So good question, Ben. Very good question. I think a lot of people probably wanted to ask me that. Ben Robinson. Good guy. He's in the arcade community as well. Really top guy. How's your Super Nintendo collection coming along, Ben? Yeah, you're in the box, fella. You're in the box. Right, next question is from David Lightfoot. Another good mate of mine. How come you went for collecting US SNES rather than nice coloured PAL boxes or the more colourful Jap? Two very good reasons why, mate. One, I like to read the manual, and two, I want it at 60 hertz and not 50. So PAL is struck right off from the get-go because it's too slow. You know, I want the ultimate experience from playing my Super Nintendo game, so that strikes PAL off straight away. I don't really care about the colour of the box. And of course, Japanese games, with some of them, I really do want to read the manual and see what's going on. Yeah, the artwork on a lot of Japanese games is better on the majority of them. Not all of them, I wouldn't say. I mean, Contra, for example, on the American box, has the best box art out of all three regions, in my mind. I think it's best. I don't like the Japanese box art, and I don't like the PAL box art. That's the best for me. So, not on all occasions does Jap box art look better, but the majority of the time it does. But yeah, I do collect Jap as well. I've got Jap here, you know. I collect Jap exclusives. But when I used to buy games back in the day, the shop that I used to get from, Mad Andy's, he had American games in there. So I've got no nostalgia specifically for PAL games, because I used to buy American games back in the day. Good example is, what is it, that game I've got? I think it's King Arthur's World, is it? With the mouse? I can't remember. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, King Arthur's World. This is American, I think. Oh no, that's just an empty box. But I do have the American version of that, and it's got Mad Andy's sticker on it. from where I bought it, and I'll never get rid of it. So yeah, that's my answer to your question, Dave. Thanks for that. There's your name. I'm going to put you in the box. You're in the box, fella. Oh, not quite, on the floor. There you go, you're in the box. Next up is Retro Faith. Retro Faith's got a really cool YouTube channel, if you haven't checked her out. Hi Alex, I'm a huge ASCII collector, so definitely want it to enter, please. Right, she wants this stick badly. My question to is, do you sense a lull in the market? Many folk are selling up in big bundles and leaving the scene. Is this the natural cycle, or do you think the collecting scene is getting smaller? To be honest with you, Retro Faith, I don't know where you get that feeling from. Is it from the social media like YouTube or Facebook? I see people obviously refining their collections, like Retro Dave Nintendo sold a lot of his NES games to get arcade games. I totally get that. But I don't really notice it, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not up on everything that goes on Facebook, and to be honest with you, you know, the YouTube channels that I watch, most of them have still got their collections. I don't think there's a lull in it. I think as we go through time, you know, with kids coming up and getting money to spend on games and nostalgia for times that they played those games, like the PS1 era, I think that sort of console will be the next thing to collect for, and I think the prices for that, well, they're already going through the roof anyway. And then you've got the PS2, and I think probably SNES games, 16-bit games, won't ever go down. I don't think they'll ever go down. I think they'll just hold their price, to be honest with you. But I think they have reached their limit now. I think there's a limit that a lot of people just say that. Just been asked the question, is there a limit for me, what I pay for? There is. I mean, obviously I check prices all the time. You know, I'm not going to pay over the odds. You know, I always check on eBay the prices of games and what they've completed at. So I never go over the odds. And if I think they're just going too high, then I might just stop collecting 16-bit because I just can't afford it. But no, I don't sense a lull in it at all. I just think the prices they're just sort of here. You know, they're not going up, they're not going down. That's with the 16-bit era. But obviously every console through every generation is going to be different. Like Xbox, the original Xbox games, I can see them going up. PS2 games are going to go up. PS1 games are going to go up because that generation that are younger than me, that appreciated that and have that nostalgia, they've got, you know, expendable money. They're going to be buying and paying over the odds for them, and so they're just going to go up. So, yeah, I don't see a lull, Retro Faith, at all. Good question, though. Really good question. I think everyone asks that, don't they? What are the prices? Arcade machines have not stopped going up. The prices are just mad now. They really, really are. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have the ones I want, and I'm lucky enough to have good sources to get reasonably priced arcade machines, but yeah, they have gone through the roof. They really have. And it's all because of YouTube and social media, because people are getting to learn about games and find games that they would never be able to do without social media. So social media really helps. This channel helps push the prices up. People watch my channel, see a game I'm playing and want to go out and buy it, you know. So we're all sort of responsible for pushing it up, really. But, you know, what can you do? You know, it's just the nature of it. Good question. Retro Faith, where's her name? Here she is. Okay, you're in the box. You're in the box. There we go. Right, next question. Andrew Magan, is it Magan? Hi mate, how's it going? It's cool you're getting into Mega Drive collecting. It's my favourite retro console. I have a couple of questions for you. What are your collecting goals for the Mega Drive? And do you have any Grail titles you really want? If so, what are My goals for the Mega Drive collecting, it's funny you should say that really, because I was in a charity shop the other day and there was a few, no it wasn't a charity shop, CX. I was in CX and had a couple of Mega Drive games and they were only like 15-20 quid. I hadn't heard of them and I thought, should I get them? Should I just pick them up for the sake of it because I am now collecting for the Mega Drive? And I didn't. I left them. I think really what I want to do is just get like my top 100, pretty much like what I've done with the NES. Because I think there has to be a limit where you stop. There's no way I'm going to go for a complete Mega Drive collection because I don't want a load of FIFA games in my collection, a load of sports games taking up space, valuable space. So no, I'll probably just go for a top 100. The other games I don't really care anything about, to be honest with you. I enjoy collecting for the Super Nintendo. I don't know, it's just a system I love, and you know, I'd love a complete collection. Whether I get there, probably not. You know, and I'm taking my time. You know, I'm not buying games every week. So yeah, and the Mega Drive really, I've got nostalgia for because my brother had it, but yeah, there's no way I'm going to go for a complete collection. I just don't have the money, mate. I really don't. Is there any Grail titles I want? Yeah, Alien Soldier. That's the only game I can think of, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, the Mega Drive, right? When I look at my Super Nintendo collection, there ain't half as many games that I want, like I really wanted for the Super Nintendo as there is on the Mega Drive. I mean, I look through the list. I do like shoot 'em ups, but I'm not like, oh, I've got to get that game. The only game I really want that looks absolutely amazing is Alien Soldier. I really want that game. And maybe Gunstar Heroes is a cool looking game. Musha looks really cool. Other than that, you know, I'm just sort of plodding my way through it really. I'm not like, oh, I've got to get this game. You know, I'm just taking my time with the collection really. You know, no rush. There's no rush. Thanks for your question, Andrew. Really, really cool. There's your name. I'll fold you up and put you in the box, mate. There you go. Right, next question from Daniel. He's German. Daniel how am I going to pronounce this, Daniel? Daniel Schmarok. Is it Daniel Schmarok? Sorry if I've mucked your surname up, but I'm trying, mate. Hello, Alex. My name's Daniel. I'm 38 years old and I'm from Germany. I'm mainly collecting for the NES, Famicom, and Super Famicom, PS2 and Game Boy. The question that came straight into my mind is, what is your favourite Famicom NES game that is not an arcade port? Okay. Maybe you said it in one of your views, but I can't remember. My favourite NES game that's not an arcade port. That's a good one, mate. I haven't even thought about it, to be honest with you. Just looking through my games now. God. What is my favourite game? That is such a good question. It's got to be... I think, actually... Oh no, that's an arcade port. Ooh. Does Excite Bike count? I know it's an arcade, it's on the Versus, isn't it? That's a difficult one. Mario. See, most people would choose Mario, right? But I'm not. I like Mario, but I'm not like a massive fan of Mario. I'm more of a Zelda and a Metroid fan, to be honest with you. That's such a difficult question. And I haven't even thought about it. Because yeah, Kung Fu's great, but it's an arcade port. I know what it is. Where is it? Have I got it? Let me just think. Sorry guys, I'm out of shot here. But I've got to find it. Where is it? Here we go. This is my favourite NES game. You're gonna believe this, but I've had so much fun with this. I never played it back in the day. It's RC Pro-Am. I think it's a fantastic game. I love the sound. It's really, really cool. That is my favourite NES game. Off the top of my head, I haven't had a chance to think about it, to be honest with you. You've really put me on the spot. Because the reason why I collect the NES is because I love the arcade ports onto it. Most of the games in my collection are all arcade ports. I haven't gone for RPGs and stuff like that. Actually, Solar Jetman's a good one. I do love Solar Jetman. I do like that. It's really, really cool. I do play that a lot. That's a difficult one, mate. Well, there you go. I hope that answered your question. Right. There's your name, Daniel. Give me your answers to that, Daniel. I'd be interested to see what your favourite NES game is. I'm not going to say, I could have said Metroid, but it's not. It's nowhere near as good as the Super NES version. So you're in the box, mate. There you go. I need a bit of a sip of my coffee. I'm drying up here. Ooh. Yeah. Right, so next one is from Darren Walsh. Darren Walsh. Hello, Alex. Out of the Mega Drive games you have acquired so far, which three would you say are your favourites? I'm really... Oh, okay, what are my favourites? Mate, that's another difficult question because I don't have many Mega Drive games. I've only got 20. What are my favourites? Right, well, actually, it's quite easy. Flicky. Again, it's an arcade port, isn't it? So I'm going to love it. I love this game. It's great fun. Love the box art. Look at that. So that's one of my favourites. Number two. Definitely not going to be a Sonic game. Let's have a look at the Japanese ones here. Oh, such a difficult question. I'm not really... what are my favourites? Oh, Devil Crash. That's a great game. Love that. So definitely have that. I don't have many, mate. Oh, I've got a loose cart of Streets of Rage. So Streets of Rage, Flicky, and Devil Crash. They're my favourite 3 Mega Drive games at the moment. But there's obviously loads more. I've got Road Rash actually. So Road Rash. I'll take Devil Crash out and put Road Rash in there. Okay. Actually, I do prefer Road Rash because that is the one game I bought the Mega Drive for, is to play Road Rash. So Road Rash and where is it? Streets of Rage. They're my 3 favourite Mega Drive games at the moment. That is going to change though, mate. That really will change this year if I can get hold of Alien Soldier. Good question, Darren. Right, where's your name? There we go. Darren Walsh. You're in the box, fella. You're in the box. Right. That's all the questions on that computer. I've written the other ones down. Sega Zombie. Scott, if you could choose one game from your Mega Drive library to appear on the SNES, what would it be? And why? That's easy. Alien Soldier. Do you know, I haven't even played the bloody game, but I've watched so many YouTube videos on it. It just blows my mind. I mean, it's so fast, so much going on, so many explosions. End of level bosses look absolutely amazing. Definitely have to be Alien Soldier, Scott. Good question. No problem answering that pretty quickly. Sega Zombie, you're in the box, fella. Right, David, Retro Games Played Badly. How you doing, David? Great channel, by the way. Love watching your channel. What game has had the most emotional connection for you? But it doesn't have to be your favourite. Emotional. That's a difficult question. That's such a... I think Super Metroid. I think Super Metroid was really eerie, and I always remember just putting it on and found the atmosphere quite eerie and quite spooky, and almost afraid to play it, and afraid and scared of going into the room where I knew the next boss was going to be. And I remember used to come home from school thinking about, right, what am I doing tonight? I've got to take on this challenge, and being like quite emotionally affected by it. and then defeating it and feeling so much emotion of happiness, and that I've defeated this bloody end of level boss. I felt really good about myself. Super Metroid was a big influence on me back in the day. It really was, and hence why I've got a Samus First for Figures statue up there worth 400 quid. Do you know what I mean? That's how emotionally affected I was by all their games. I love the music, the atmosphere. I think they are incredible games. The only other game I'd like to add to that is probably Space Invaders. Space Invaders, I remember seeing that as a kid, and it changed everything. I mean, Space Invaders is responsible for all of this, as far as I'm concerned. And I still love the game today, and every time I see the cabinet, it brings so many memories back with me and my best friend Tom, who unfortunately passed away when he was 21. He was my best mate. He had leukemia, died when he was 21, bless him. And whenever I see a Space Invaders now, it's emotional. It brings back memories. I can remember me and him standing by that machine in the Feltham swimming baths, and the queue to get on this machine was incredible. It went out the door. People wouldn't get that today. Kids just don't understand that. But you've got to remember that as kids, we'd never seen anything like it, let alone just the game. But the cabinet itself was a magic box, because it had a half mirror in it, and the game was reflected through that, and it looked like it was further away. And then all the artwork, it literally looked like it just dropped out of a flying saucer and landed on Earth. And we're like, what the fuck's this? Didn't even know what to do. What is it? We're just totally like into this machine. It was just incredible. It was just so amazing. Changed my life. So Space Invaders, Super Metroid. Good question, David. There you are, mate. David, Retro Games Played Badly. You're in the box, fella. Great channel. Go and check him out, guys. Really good channel. Excuse me. Right, next question. And I don't think I've written you down, Inky Ox. Question: do I play any other games do I play any modern games other than just 16, or is it just 16-bit all the way? Inky, yeah, Inky Ox, this guy is. Yeah, I just played Diablo on the Switch and stopped playing it. Couldn't get into it. I just thought I played all this before, I've done all this before, and just got bored. I really did get bored. Occasionally I play Smash Brothers. Other than that, I don't play any modern systems. I like to keep up with modern systems though. I do like to listen to a lot of podcasts, and I like to know what the latest games are. But when I hear people talking about it, I just don't get inspired to go out and buy a new system. I've got my Switch. I enjoy my Switch, but I don't play it much, to be honest with you. I just love the retro games. But there are some modern games. I'd love to play God of War. And I want, Witcher's coming out on the Switch, and I'd like to give that a go. I really would. Depends how it runs, to be honest with you. So I'm just writing your name down here, Inky Ox, because I haven't actually written you down and got you ready. So, yeah. I'm not one of these people that just plays retro games and hates everything modern. It's just not me. A game's a game at the end of the day, and a lot of modern games look retro anyway. I don't like a lot of the retro style of games, like Wolverblade. Do you remember Wolverblade? I saw that at every event. The guy was advertising this game. It took about a couple of years to come out, and when I started playing, I just didn't like the art style. I don't know, it's something about the 16-bit artwork. It's unique, it's just so cool. The modern games just look like cartoons. That's what it is. It's very cartoony, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. So Inky Ox, you're in the box, mate. You're in the box. Good question. Right. Who else we got? Roller X Core. Eddie. How you doing, Eddie? I hope you're well, mate. Is this an actual question? When are the glam rock reviews coming? He knows I'm into my glam rock. Well, there won't be any glam rock reviews. This is a pure gaming channel, mate. I mean, I have thought about doing a more personal sort of vlog, but I don't think people want to tune in really and listen to my opinions on other stuff. I might do one day. You know, I might do that. So you guys just get to know me a little bit better, because you probably don't know what I'm about, really. You just see me in my little room with my games and don't know anything about me. There's a lot to me, you know, I've been through quite a lot. And back in the day, I was a glam rocker. I had hair down to here and I had makeup on, I had lipstick, mascara, ring on every finger, great big earrings, and I was properly into the glam scene that came out of LA. Back in the day, and to be a glam rocker in London wasn't the coolest thing, to be honest with you, because everyone was into acid at the time, and I absolutely hated all that, that whole dance scene that came out, the E's and all that. I hated it. Me and my mate hated it. We were proper rockers, and we used to go up to the Royal George in London, and if anyone came in there with short hair, they were chucked out. It was a glam rock, goth pub, and they played nothing but goth and heavy rock, 9 Inch Nails to sort of Poison, all that stuff I loved. The grunge scene changed it a lot, but I did like the grunge scene, but it was different. But the glam rock scene was a lot better. But yeah, will there be any reviews? No. I can just talk about and reminisce about my old times as a glam rocker, but I'm not going to do any reviews. Thanks for your question, Eddie. You're in the box, fella. There you go. Roller X Core. Lovely guy. Great channel. If you haven't checked him out, guys, go and check out Roller X Core. So, got a question here from Nick Berry. Nick Berry, lovely guy. Nice YouTube channel. What are my top 3 YouTube channels you have to watch? Apart from all my mates, like Retro Dave Nintendo and Pete on a Retro Trip and Tootie and all the other people I've met recently, you know, like Rollercore X, Eddie. I mean, I watch those channels all the time. You know, they're all great channels. So I'm not going to pick any of my mates' ones because I don't want to single any one of them out. But what got me into doing YouTube, and I still watch him today, and I absolutely adore him and love him, he's a great guy, is John Jacobson from John's Arcade. Now, John started me doing YouTube because he was one of the first people to sort of do the whole Nintendo row. It was the first time I seen a whole row of Nintendo cabinets, and that's what he used to have. His games have changed so many times, but when he first started YouTube, he had like a Radar Scope, a Red Tent, every single Nintendo game, and he was an inspiration for me. And I've been watching John's Arcade from the get-go, you know. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to meet John at the Sky Skipper reveal in Atlanta 2 years ago. And then we invited him over to the UK, to the arcade club. And I really got to know John. He stayed at my place. And we went up to London, had a great day out at London. And I just love John's enthusiasm. I don't know how he gets the time for it all. I really don't, because he does a podcast, he writes music, he's a skateboarder. He's got a job, he's got a family, he's a YouTuber. I don't know how he finds the time for it all and the energy, but he does. And whenever you hear him on his channel, he's so enthusiastic. I just love his enthusiasm for the hobby. He loves his games, and he's a proper 80s kid. And I love it. I love it. He's a proper 80s kid, same age as me, lived through the 80s, reminisces about it all, and I just love his channel. He's a top bloke. So John's Arcade is my favourite YouTube channel, without a doubt, out of all of them. I just love him. He's kind of calmed down a bit now. I think he got a little bit burnt out. I mean, you can't go on like that, you know, buying cabs and doing them up forever. You just can't. But I think now he's concentrated more on his podcast, and he's got his games where he wants. He's kind of converted half of it back into a studio, and really understand why he's done that. He's a lovely guy. So that's my favourite YouTube channel. The other 2 here I'm going to mention, not like my favourite. You know, I watch them like I do Retro Dave, Nintendo Tootie, and Roller X-Core, and Mad Bads Gaming, and Cine Steve. I watch them all about the same amount, but you know, John's Arcade is the #1 I go to. SNES Drunk for Super Nintendo reviews. Whenever he puts a video up, I always watch that. I like his commentary. I like his sense of humour, and I like the way he reviews his games quite quickly in under 5 minutes. So really cool channel. That's SNES Drunk. The last one is a new guy, arcade guy, Arcade Jason. He's got an amazing arcade collection. He's really into his Vector, and he's a really knowledgeable bloke, and the modifications he does to his arcade machines is amazing. I think they're really, really cool. Does LED lights. What he's done with the colour Vector monitor is incredible. Yeah, really cool channel. I was gonna put in Happy Console Gamer because I like to keep up with new games as well, and he comes across as a really nice, down to earth, not pretentious in any way, a good guy who reviews new games and is passionate about his games. I don't know how he gets to play all those games he talks about. Sometimes I do wonder, but he comes across as a really nice guy. That's the Happy Console Gamer. I think he's really, really cool. So yeah, they're the main ones. And guys, Nick, you only have to look through who I sub to see what I'm watching, but they're my main 3. But really, at the end of the day, I watch all of you, and I don't always comment on all the videos because I just don't have time, you know. But yeah, good question, Nick. I'll put you in the hat, mate. I haven't written you down yet, so I'm going to write you down now. Nick Berry. Just write you down there, mate. Another great channel. There you go, Nick. You're in the box, fella. And I do believe that is it, isn't it? Just double check, guys. Yeah, I think that is it. If there's any I've left out, I don't think I have. Let me just double check. Yeah, no, that is it. That is all the questions. So, I hope I answered them okay. I really enjoyed that. What I might do next time is do a live chat. That is definitely something I'm interested in doing. And then put it all in the box and you get to win something else. But let's find out who's won this week's question and answers episode. You're all in the box. Give it a good old shake. And I'm going to give it another shake. And then I'm going to turn my head away. And let's see who has won. Right, got one. And it is Andrew McGann. There you go, mate. There you are. You have won the ASCII arcade stick. Well done, fella. Again, there'll be more chance for everyone else to win something out of my little collection. Well done, mate. You better email me, send me your address so I can send it off to you. So that's a thank you everyone that wrote in and gave me a question, because I really enjoyed that. I really. Sorry I was a bit unprepared for some of them, but I like that. Spontaneous. It's great. So that's that. What I'm going to do now, just show you a couple of pickups. I've got to have some pickups in the video, right? Got some really cool Super Nintendo games to show you. I have got recently Fire Striker. This is quite a rare game, quite a hard to find game, and a very unusual game which I'm going to have for the high score challenge very soon. It's like a cross between, God, what is it? Arkanoid and sort of an action game, really. It's weird because you've got like a little character at the bottom who swipes his sword, the ball goes up. Like Arkanoid, you've got to destroy stuff at the top of the screen to progress, go forward, and the screen scrolls forward. It's a little bit slow paced, to be honest with you, but An interesting game I'm looking forward to playing a lot more of. So that is Fire Striker. Quite a rare game for the Super Nintendo. Nice to pick that up. Also picked up the Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. Not in the best of conditions. As I say, it's got a little label at the back there, but, you know, you've got to grab whatever you can. Once you put that in the jewel case, it looks perfectly fine. It's playable. It's got the manual in there. And, yeah, really looking forward to playing that. That's another nice little pickup. And next up is Soldiers of Fortune, which is basically Chaos Engine on the PAL regions. Is that correct? Haven't played this yet. I think this is like an old Amiga port, is it? But really cool to have that in the collection. This is in mint condition, guys. Really cool condition. It's got a nightmare of a jewel case on it. Oh, that's the only problem. I hate this jewel case. Can't get the bloody thing out. The flaps on here. Don't ever buy these jewel cases with the little flaps in the middle. They're a bloody pain in the arse. They really are. I can't get the thing out. I can't get it out. You have to use a knife to get it out. Anyway, I'm not going to try and bother anymore. I'm going to change that jewel case around. What the jewel cases you want, guys? Some people complain they're darker. I don't think so. You just want the normal flap, right? So much easier to get out. But this one here, it's got like a little flap in the middle that holds it down. You don't want that. No one's going to break into it and try and nick it. So yeah, I can't show you that, unfortunately. And the other game I've got here is a Data East Classic Collection, which is basically a new game. It's not a repro. Someone's designed it. I can't remember who it is. Retro Bit. Here we go. Retro Bit. This is from Retro Bit. So basically, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games on one cart. Not amazing games. You've got Magical Drop's alright, actually. And Magical Drop 2. Side Pocket, which is an excellent game, actually. And Fighters Histories. Fighters History and Fighters History 2, is that? And inside, you've got the cart, and you've got 2 little badges there. Not bothered about the badges, but it's a nice little collector's piece. And I think this is a PAL. Yeah, it's PAL. I won't be able to put that in there, will I? No. I don't know why I'm double checking that. I thought I would. I don't know, it just looked like an odd shape at the end there, but it is PAL. So I'll have to get a converter for that. Yeah, it's the PAL version. That was 20 quid. 20 quid. That's not bad for 5 games, is it? I think that's really cool. So yeah, that's my pickups for this week, guys. I think that's long enough. What we have, 53 minutes for a video. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your questions. I'm definitely going to do one of these again. Could probably do a live one. I'm off on holiday for a month. I need a break. I'll be back though, guys. I'll probably do a video in between. There is a video I want to do of a new console that I've got and a bit of a collection with it. So yeah, I might do that next week or the week after. But yeah, as far as the SNES challenge, I'm just going to leave it for a month. But we'll be back, guys. Look forward to it, and I'll be back with a really, really cool game. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all your thumbs up and your comments. I really love reading them. I really do. And try to reply to all of them. Have a good summer holiday, and I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.